Hello and welcome to Rome 2 Total War. So this game came out not too long ago and I'm playing as the Carthaginians. Not doing too well on it. I made war with Rome straight away, which wasn't the best idea. But yeah, so a bit about the game is it's a bit different from the previous Rome Total War. Obviously, it's been quite a few years since that came out. It was one of my favourite Total War games, along with the medieval series. So it's quite a bit more complicated. You get this stuff down here, which you get all the different provinces within the sort of continent. So Carthago is where my home is. Along this coast is one sort of continent kind of thing, country thing. So if I go onto this one, it's then got different areas along this south coast of Italy. Now, I'm going to go and show you a couple of differences between this and the old one. I'll go and show a battle and a ship battle, and also the new ones where there's ships and land, and then there's also ships and cities, so the sea and cities. So some of the more complicated things is if we click on that, there's the building system. You need population to go and expand your city. Then once you expand it slightly, you're then able to go and build another building. Each of the buildings has different upgrades, and some of the upgrades then need different tech tree stuff. So this technology is similar to civilization, I think. So if we go into technology, you can go down military technology setup, so siege, tactics, or management, and then there's also a civil one, which is economy, philosophy, and construction. So also, as usual, you can see that the map has updated again. It's even more realistic looking, which is kind of strange, as I quite like the old days of first medieval Total War with the sort of map, like military chart kind of thing, whereas now it looks like you're playing on the world. You get spies and all that. You get champions. If you click on this, you have the details, where you can choose the taxes. Taxes apply to all, like the tax rate applies to every place you own, but you can turn it off and on. And then each place needs its own food supply, its own happiness. This happiness is quite bad. This is often due to money and other things, and it will tell you what's going to happen next turn. So I'm going to gain 3,000 income next turn, and at the moment I only have 28, which isn't good. I've not got very much money, and as usual, troops will wear you down quite quickly if they're in your province. So you only want an army when you need an army, not just to sit around and waste your money. So then we also have race forces. To go and raise any amount of force, you need a general. Sometimes these generals cost money, and you get a general for either a fleet or an army. And then to actually create the army, you have to select your general. So here we have a general, and now we can actually recruit units and hire the mercenaries. Whereas at the start of the game I just thought, oh, I need to make troops, raise forces, and made a bunch of generals, and the generals can't join together, so you can't have a unit which has multiple generals in it. They will help in wars if they're nearby, and you'll still get the reinforcements, but you can't actually merge them. You can merge the troops, but not the generals. And then there's the agents here as well, so you get spies, you get to pick which ones, they have different traits, and then there's also champions, which I think don't better at different things, like perhaps sabotage rather than spying. Your spies and stuff, as well as your generals, get details as well, and you can give them different traits, and you can choose what trait they get. and when they get a rank up, so when they gain another star, you'll be able to choose another trait for them. It's important to have these, and different tiers. Eventually, if you've got a really good general, the bonuses you can get for them are much better. So far I've not had any problems with the graphics, which is surprising since I've not got that great computer. I'm on medium graphics most of the time. I'll do more battles and stuff if this game goes down well with other battles once I have a new graphics card, which should be fairly soon, so I can go and show some awesome battles. The amount of troops you get hasn't changed that much, and battle options haven't changed all that much, but the biggest changes are on this overview map. So my mission was to take Cyricores. I kind of failed that, lost my army, I don't have very much money. Okay, so since I've got no money, I may as well just end my turn. I can't upgrade any buildings. They're quite expensive to go and upgrade. Now, probably the worst thing about the game at the moment, well, I don't know whether it's my computer or whether it just does take a very long time. There are so many factions involved in this one, more than there was previously, and it takes a long time to go through them all. Also, it's hard to recognise them if you played the first one, as pretty much all the icons for them have disappeared and changed, so there's something else now, and they split up even more. But towards the end of the game should speed up and become more interesting, because factions get eliminated, annihilated and stuff quite early on, if they're not very good and things. So it should get a bit better. I imagine the game's got a lot of things to go. So they've attacked me. I don't really want to go and do this, so I'm just going to go and auto-resolve it just now. I'll show you a fight later on in another video. So when you go and do the auto-attacks, you get slightly more options. You can go defensive, or protective, balanced, and aggressive. Aggressive is if you want to kill more, but you'll probably lose more. Balanced is balanced, I guess, and protective is the opposite. And there's quite a bit more information. It says remaining force predicted, win chance. I think if it's below 50% chance, it says your win chance will still be 0. Hopefully I'll not lose too many, or the city. So I guess I've got to go on protective stance because it's got 43%. And that ship has sunk. Which wasn't good. Close defeat, usual stats. And now I've lost another village. This game's really not going very well. I've got a lot of enemies in it. It's not been too long since I started it. So yeah, probably not a good idea to make war with Rome and make armies straight away and try and fight people. You do want to play the game fairly similar to the old one, where you want to build up lots of trade. It seems probably slightly harder to do in this one. I remember in the first one I got max money.
And prepare them for death. That is now your only duty.
The diplomacy's changed. You no longer have to send diplomats to each other. You get into this diplomacy view where you can only select people that you've actually found and call my allies to help. I don't think my allies have helped me. They're my enemy, 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 and they're my enemy. I'm kind of screwed, but I can't really do much about it because they keep making war with me. So I've lost it in another place. So this is probably going to lose, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I was talking about the trade. The trade is easier. Well, it's a big important thing, as well as the happiness. The happiness I don't think is too bad. You just make entertainment buildings. Food's a bit annoying as well. You've got to go and upgrade them quite a bit. And depending on the size of your city, depends how big it is. So looks like I've been attacked again, but defending you usually have an advantage. He's got an army rather than a navy, so these troops are expected to land, whereas those are ship units because they've got they can still land and they can get off, but they won't be as good. Like, I'll still get hoplites and javelin men, whereas these will be useless in a ship fight. So obviously gonna win. This time probably doesn't make much difference between balanced and protective, so let's just go balanced. And I've sunk their ships. And that's his whole army gone, which is very nice. I killed a lot, and they killed not many at all. Ship battles I find very, very difficult. You basically use the rams on the front of your ships to go and sink the other ships. You can quickly find you lose a lot of men very quickly. Now, in the old game, I used to crash the game quite often because I'd reach stupidly high amounts of money. I'd get like 600,000 denarii. I imagine it's going to be slightly more difficult in this, but I guess if you have enough places you can still get quite a decent amount of money, but armies do seem to cost a lot more to maintain in the old game. Now I've got Rome circling me, so it's not terribly good. I was sure I had an army here, because I clicked them earlier. I think I accidentally, yeah, I lost a big unit of troops here. I had a massive army here, and I accidentally clicked on to attack the dock. They got onto a ship and went round. Then I got attacked, and because they were all troops which were meant to be on the land instead of being in a ship, they all got horribly destroyed. So you've got to be very careful not to stick your troops onto the sea if you've got no navy. You do need a navy if you're wanting to move troops across. But if you tell them to, they will just get in a ship, even if they're not made for fighting in ships. So it's not very good. They're just transport ships. Although they can still ram with the transport ships. You can still sometimes win battles if you control them well. So I've not got a happy population, and this is probably soon game over for me. I went bankrupt fairly early on just because I had too many troops, but I'm getting the hang of it. But it is more complicated. All these different icons, when you select things, I could go and build more fish. I don't really need to. This has too much food. I don't need food now. I need happiness because it's going down and down and down. But so let's go on to this thing, and if I go over these things, it says left click or right click for further information. There's quite a lot of information when you right click. You'll come up with the it's like a whole wiki type thing, manual. There's so much in here, and with all the information that it requires, there's a lot of bonuses that buildings tend to give. It shows the different technology trees that things enable, and it's got descriptions for everything. It tells you which civilizations can get them. There's a lot of information, and maybe after one whole game of this you understand the tech tree of that civilization. So this game can have a lot of hours put into it before you fully understand everything, but which is a bit more annoying compared to Rome 2, well, the original Rome Total War. These Total War games definitely seem to be getting more and more complicated. Still great, and some people like the complicatedness of it, but some people just want to be able to stomp armies across and conquer over and over again. So I think I've covered most of the things that I've found out about and I can remember right now. You have to go and pay money when you go and sabotage things. So if I attack there, click sabotage, I have to pay money to actually commit arson. It says success rate and all that kind of stuff. I imagine this selecting which building is in the city will do something if I did arson, but probably not affect poison wells or anything like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time for when I do a land battle, a ship battle, and then some combination with ships and land. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.